Hello and welcome to our StudioCast, the top 10 reasons for using cable TV in your marketing campaign. If you're a business owner or marketing manager and you have not used cable to advertise in the past, or you have not used it recently, I think you'll find our discussion interesting and useful for planning your marketing strategy and budget. Joining me for our discussion is Ms. Stephanie Clark, Regional Sales Representative with Time Warner Cable. Ms. Clark has collaborated with over 900 key decision makers nationally, regionally, and locally, providing successful advertising and marketing campaigns resulting in increased corporate revenue for clients in a variety of industries, including education, retail, entertainment, politics, healthcare, and finance. I'm also joined by Dwight Cromie, President of the Altek Media Group. Dwight has been involved in the media and marketing industry for over 34 years, creating advertising, marketing, and public relations strategies and a variety of programs across all media channels for hundreds of clients throughout Southern California. Stephanie, welcome. It's nice to see you.
Hi, thanks Jeff for having me.
Dwight, good to see you.
Thank you, Jeff.
As always. So let's get into this discussion. I mean, it seems like the most important one of these top 10 reasons is price. If I'm a business owner, I'm going to be really concerned about affordability because I've got a limited budget, or at least I think I do. I'll have to talk to my marketing manager. But let's talk about the price of cable TV. It's cost effective, is it not?
That's the beauty of it. It is so affordable for a local business and a small to mid-sized business to be actually able to have a presence on television. It's in a specific geographical area, so the cost goes down.
I mean, following up on what Stephanie was saying is we have a variety of clients that range from as little as, say, $1,500 or $2,500 a month marketing budget for cable, which gives them approximately 250 30-second television commercials, reaching, say, a potential market of, say, Riverside or what was the AT&T system, where they would be reaching 130,000 homes. Obviously, you're not reaching all 130,000 homes every time it airs, but say you're reaching a 2% of that. You know, you're talking several thousand people seeing your 30-second commercial every couple days or every couple hours for, you know, $4 or $5 for a commercial. A lot of people have the conception that cable TV ads run hundreds of dollars. Mm-hmm. They don't, because again, like Stephanie said, you buy a geographic market. You're not buying all of Southern California or all the West Coast. You're buying your market. Say you're a restaurant in Riverside, you're buying Riverside, or you're buying Riverside, Corona, and Reno Valley. So the nice thing about cable is you can start with your city, and then as your program works, you can expand to other cities.
And so this goes back to what you're talking about, Stephanie. The more commercials you run, the more cost effective it can actually become. Each one of those spots actually is less.
It's so affordable, and the nice thing is that the smaller businesses can have a presence where a national or a regional advertiser would be. So all of the programming that you see on cable television, whether it be NBA, NFL, World Cup, Super Bowl, we can actually place these clients in that exact same programming, the highest rated programming that's available on television.
Let's move into the next couple of points. Points 2 and 3 out of the top 10 reasons to use cable. They're kind of related to one another, and we're told that reach and frequency are both very, very important in your campaign. But we're going to talk about frequency first. Okay. It takes the average consumer 7 times seeing an ad before reacting to it, as shown in cable TV advertising gives you the opportunity to potentially reach your customers 240 or more times each month. How important is frequency?
It's very important. What they say is, the buzzword is reach and form. So that's something like a Super Bowl ad where everyone's talking about it and everyone in the country has gotten to see it at least once, and that's why those ads go for, let's say, $4 million now. And they say that frequency sells. So we have reach informs, frequency sells. So, you know, where are you in that process of purchasing that product or that service? And so, you know, you might not be buying it this weekend or next weekend, but you need to see the ad, see the business, and then you have an opportunity to go and shop and make that purchase.
And so the frequency is going to, Dwight, that's not only going to serve as a reminder to somebody, but the more times somebody will see an ad, the more that will tend to, I would think, generate an interest or cause someone to become aware of the benefits of a product enough to go in and look into it.
Well, you know, what a lot of people don't realize that the average consumer is exposed to about 2,000 different pieces of advertising every day.
It's amazing.
So and the brain has to digest that. And where do you fit in that? And it's what we call top of mind awareness. You want to be in the top of your client's mind continuously, and that's where cable TV affordably offers you that frequency. If you take radio as a comparison, and radio is a good medium, but if you compare radio to, say, television, an average television spot can run, you know, $30 to $40, depending, or I mean,
Right.
$10 to $30 or lower for the program, where an average radio spot could be $200 or $300. So you get greater frequency using, say, cable TV. If I buy print advertising, say I buy an ad in the local newspaper, I might spend the same amount, $2,000, for a single ad that runs one day.
Right.
So frequency is critical for any buyer. It gives you that top of mind awareness, which is critical in advertising.
So then let's move into the discussion of reach. How many people can you reach with cable as opposed to newspaper, radio, and some of the other choices out there?
Well, I'll start and let Stephanie follow up on it. I mean, again, the nice thing about cable television, it lets you reach your targeted market. It helps you. Again, I have a lot of restaurants that we represent, and they may be in the center of a city, and so you can buy that city, which makes it affordable for you to reach your market, and gives you that frequency and reach because you're reaching all of your potential customers. As your program becomes more effective and your advertising is working, then you can start buying outlying cities, so you expand your reach to other cities. I've had family-owned restaurants spending $6,000 a month on their advertising budget, reaching 400,000 households.
Right.
So advertising on cable gives you that reach, but it gives you control of your reach.
The strength of cable television advertising is that the reach and the frequency works hand in hand. So because cable has so much available inventory, we can specifically target an audience and reach them multiple times. If you want females, Lifetime, Bravo, E, Home and Garden. If you want men, ESPN, the Military Channel, Fox News, Fox Sports. So we can actually specify a demographic and then reach them with the frequency, because there is so much available inventory on cable. We have 60 channels to choose from, and then we go ahead and target those 5 to 8. They're going to reach that potential client that advertiser, that business is looking to reach and to present their message.
And I think that's really important because you're trying to, in hitting that target market, it would seem to me that cable TV probably is a better medium for that than maybe newspaper or radio as an option would be, because there are so many different niche types of programs and so many different choices out there available.
Well, I don't want to discount newspaper or radio because it's always best to have a media mix in your advertising.
Right.
But for a small business owner, you know, someone that's got a $2,000 or $3,000 budget, radio won't work. An efficient radio budget is $10,000 more a month.
Right.
Same with newspaper. Newspaper, the difficulty is right now with the declining newspaper, you're usually reaching less than 20% of that potential city's market, and the average reader is 55 plus. Mm-hmm. So unless that is your target market, it's not effective for you. So for those smaller businesses, mom and pop owned businesses, single location businesses, those are where cable television can be tremendously effective. But even the larger ones are effective because if they have multiple locations, they can buy those cities effectively. Actually, Stephanie and I worked on a campaign for Tony Roma's years ago where we were actually representing 30 different restaurants, and we were buying advertising in every one of the cities that those restaurants were located.
Correct. And you know, the goal is typically to reach 80% of the households in a given territory. So it's difficult to do that with other medium, and especially at that low cost.
We've discussed of the 10 top 10 reasons for cable TV. We've talked about affordability, we've talked about frequency, we've talked about reach, and we've talked about targeting. So let's talk about impact. Being able to engage your audience with ads that affect the senses, that impact them, and that create a call to action, cause people to pick up the phone. Talk to us a little bit about cable TV and the benefit of doing that.
The beauty of the commercials is that we can create different commercials to reach a different audience. We can place them on different channels to reach a different audience. We can put them on different times of day. So if you're a restaurant and you're promoting your breakfast, or you're promoting a dinner, or there's a specific day of the week that you want to increase your traffic. We also have the ability, let's say if you're an automotive dealership, you want to reach a mom who needs a minivan or an SUV, or you want to maybe reach someone else that's looking for a sports car. We have that targetability, and we have the affordability to get the message out consistently and often.
That is the true beauty of cable television, is the ability to target your actual market. Whether it's young, old, middle class, you can target income, education, based by the channels. To give you an example, if you look at radio and you're buying a country western radio station, you're buying a country western market, and that's it. And so you spend $10,000 and that's your market. If that's your market, great. But if it isn't, it doesn't work for you. The other benefit, like Stephanie says, when we do, say, a restaurant campaign, normally we try to hit the 3 or 4 reasons why people go to a restaurant. One is affordability, one is the quality of the service and the atmosphere of the restaurant, and the other would be the service. How good is the service? And then most important is the flavor. Do you sell good food? And usually you can do that in 2 or 3 commercials. So actually when you're running your commercial, you're hitting all the key points that a consumer may be interested. Some people will be interested in flavor, some will be interested in affordability, fun, some have families and they want to make sure it's a family-friendly restaurant. That's the ability, but what cable offers that radio or print doesn't, it's all the senses. Sound, sight, you know, imagery, emotion. I mean, you can visually, imagine a nice juicy steak in black and white print. Doesn't quite work. Radio, you can talk about it, but with cable TV, you can see the steak, you can see the car, you can see the new couch. I mean, those are the things that cable offers that, you know, the other mediums don't.
We're talking about, then in that particular case, you're alluding to products, things that people can see and things that people can want, tangible items. Let's talk about how it can benefit those companies who have a message, okay? Those companies who want to kind of stand apart from the competition. They want to get their name out there. And so we're talking about, from a branding perspective, how effective can cable TV be in helping a company, maybe a new business, or a business has been around a little while, they're looking at kind of trying to get the message out there and maybe brand themselves a little better?
Sure. I mean, we really encourage a business to find out what their particular niche is and then build on that strength that they have. Do they have something to offer the consumer that their competitor doesn't? A nice thing also is that the owner or a spokesperson for that business can actually address their audience and let them know the value and the virtues of what they have to offer. And then we go ahead and we find that individual that's looking for that particular benefit, and we reach them with that frequency over and over and over again.
Branding is critical in any, I don't care what business you're in, your brand image is vitally important. And it's funny, one of my restaurants that we represent, he had company or clients or customers come in and say, wow, you were on the Super Bowl, you're a real company. You know, I didn't realize it. And he said, well, yeah, I'm a real company. But cable TV, for whatever reasons, gives you credibility. It sets you apart from your competition. You're no longer the store in the corner. You're a real business. I mean, you were on, Lifetime or CNN. So it does give credibility, and it does give you the ability to set the brand image that you want for your business very effectively.
And another thing that cable TV does offer, and I think a lot of people probably don't think about it, is the ability to interact too with the brand or with the advertiser.
That's where it's really, the internet has really benefited cable, and TV has really benefited the internet. Most of my clients, they do longer form videos on their websites or have their products on their websites or more. Where cable TV really benefits you is if you do your ads correctly and effectively, you can drive people to your website. By driving them to your website, it becomes then interactive. And when they go to their websites, they can get the additional information they need, which you couldn't get in an advertisement, and it allows them to purchase the product many times on the internet. So using cable TV to drive your business to your internet site is a very effective way to increase your sales, increase your brand, and grow your business.
Yeah, just because you have a website doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to be able to find you. So with the ability of the television commercial to draw those people to the site, now you're actually having sales, you're getting people into your location. We have the ability to take your ad and put them on the top sites that are reaching a specific demographic on an audience network. So you're looking for males, we can put you on ESPN.com, or we can put you on the Wall Street Journal, and they'll actually have an opportunity to see your commercial prior to them watching the content that they're looking for. So there's so many different avenues that are now available to a local business that wasn't available in the past.
Let's talk about the ability to connect and the connections that cable TV provides its advertisers. It would seem that there is a real true and improved connection when you're talking about using cable TV to consumers, because there is an involvement. There's better programming, and there are more channel options. I mean, isn't that true?
Yeah, when I started, we had maybe 10 channels that you can actually run a television commercial on, and now we have the ability, do you want young women? Do you want older women? And the top-rated programming is now on cable, and the highest-rated programming is on cable television, and then people have their favorite 5 to 8 channels that are must-see television for them. And with all the live sporting events that we have, we've got the highest-rated programming that we've ever seen. And some shows, I mean, who would think that a Breaking Bad or a Walking Dead, shows about zombies or, these crazy shows would just be taking all the Emmys and the awards. It's really exciting for us to be able to have this opportunity to tell a local dentist or a local florist or a local CPA that they can have a presence there.
I mean, the cable industry has grown phenomenally in the last decade, and like Stephanie was saying, the ability and quality of programming that the FXs and the TNTs and the Lifetimes are producing today is outmatching network television. And so the ability to have your ads placed actually in those programs can be very effective for those markets that you're looking to reach. Cable has definitely evolved, and if you're a business and you're looking to reach a local market or a regional market, it should be a big part of your mix.
Sometimes I think those of us who may disconnect ourselves from watching television for any length of time, and we're asked to consider what cable TV is like for the advertisements, the commercials that we see we tend to think of car dealers. We tend to think of maybe there might be a restaurant or the local bait and tackle shop. And so they have the camera going through the store, and then you see the phone number come up at the end, and that's pretty much it. But it's true that what I've noticed, being kind of the creative side and voiceover industry and so forth, and working with my clients, the things that I've noticed about cable TV now is that a client in the local area, maybe they're just interested in the local market, can get the same kind of creativity, the same kind of production from a commercial in bringing their message out that someone who has got network money to spend from a major advertising agency can put together. We're talking about storytelling, we're talking about creative spots that aren't just the regular boilerplate types of commercials.
Well, that's the beauty of what Dwight has been doing at the Altek Group for how many decades now? It's kind of scary for us to say. But and if you look at the huge categories that, you know, we've both had the opportunity to work with, you know, anything goes, whether it's humor, whether it's informative, whether it's a documentary style, whether it's a news type of a piece. There's a way to get your message out in an exciting way, with, as Dwight had said, with the sight and sound and motion and emotion. We've got that sizzle. I mean, when you think back and you try to think back of a very memorable newspaper or radio ad, it might be difficult to do, but we can remember ads from 20 plus years ago. Let your fingers do the walking, it's a snap, and don't squeeze the Charmin, and you know, yeah, where's the beef? I'll walk a mile for a cow. I mean, everyone knows the E-Trade baby, and you know, whatever Geico and Gecko are doing at that particular week.
To give you an example, one of my oldest and most successful clients is a restaurant based in Riverside, California. It's called Ancho's Southwest Grill and Bar. They've been with me 25 years, and they've done dozens and dozens of commercials. But like Stephanie said, we created the byline, "You'd be glad you chose Ancho's." And they are the most successful family-owned restaurant in the inland Southern California region that I'm aware of. Right. They've continued to use television for the 25 years that I've worked for them very effectively. Again, it is a good medium, but the important thing that people should know when they're creating their ads is don't skimp on the creation. Spend a little bit more money creating that TV ad, because if you're going to spend the money buying the time, you want to get the best results possible. So you can do TV ads as low as $500. Not recommended. Spend a little bit of time, a little money, and a little effort with a creative company. I'm not saying ours, a creative company, and you'll be and you'll be much more pleased with your results the better your ad is.
Because you want to make an impression, you want it to be memorable, you want people to get a feeling to when they see that commercial that that's something that they want, or that you're someone that they need to call.
And why wouldn't we do what the big players do? I mean, we still see McDonald's ads and Target ads, you know, they're all over the television. So a local business can take advantage and say, well, you know, if these people are constantly in front of their consumers, that's something that we need to be. Dwight had mentioned top of mind awareness and just getting your message out. People forget, you know, people move in and out of a given geographical area. They say 30% are moving in and out, especially in Southern California. So there's new customers to be had and old customers to remind that you're still here.
That's right. There's still plenty of room for mom and pop operations out there, no matter what kind of business you operate, to be able to put together an effective, creative, memorable ad that will get people picking up the phone or coming in your store.
And one more kind of unique an example is we have another restaurant, a family-owned restaurant in the Riverside area as well. And when we first took them on, they were doing a lot of couponing, 2-for-1 meals. And we told them, if you've got a good product and good service, you don't need to do that. They were pretty nervous about changing their policy. But we put together a pretty effective ad campaign, and about a year after we had started their ad campaign, the owner came to me very serious and said, our customer count is down 10%. And I'm going, okay, well, maybe we didn't do a good job. And then he smiled and he goes, but my profits are up 10%. So he eliminated having to discount his food because he had a good product and a good service, and his prices were affordable, and we delivered that message. So he's actually making more and spending less.
So Stephanie and Dwight, as we kind of wrap the discussion up on the top 10 reasons to include cable advertising in your marketing campaign, any other thoughts that you'd like to kind of throw out there, some things that we need to kind of take away from our discussion today?
Yeah, we're in a very competitive marketplace. Our businesses, we want to stay competitive. We want to keep share as new businesses are coming into the area, so we just want to make sure that their names are out there in front of their consumers. They get the best value, they know that they have a low entry cost, and they'll be able to really see the impact quickly on their investment.
Well, I think it all comes down to cost, and for any business, cost related to return on their investment. My clients range from mom and pops to banks, hospitals, real estate development properties. It goes the gamut, hundreds of clients. And, I would honestly say for the average client, cable is bar none the most affordable and effective way to increase your market share in a given area or region. And overall, you'd be very pleased with the results if you continue a campaign. Advertising is not something you do for a month and you stop. When you budget for whether it's print, whether it's radio or television, you want to set yourself up an annual budget. And based on your annual budget, that's what you move forward on. But again, across the board, I think cable is probably the most affordable ad form for a local business.
Lots of flexibility, lots of opportunity for promotions, for special events. If a business has a need that they want to provide for the community, or if they have an opportunity, it's a perfect medium to be able to say this weekend or next month, or come to our event, come to our open house, come to our informative lecture, so that they can learn about the services that our local businesses have to offer.
And with that said, I think this is a pretty good place to leave it. Stephanie Clark, I want to thank you so much for those valuable words of wisdom. We appreciate it. Dwight Cromie,
thank you again.
Altek Media, thank you so much again for joining us, and we hope that you got a lot out of it. To learn more about how affordable and effective cable TV advertising is and how it can benefit your business, you can call the pros at Altek Media Group. Altek has over 35 years of experience helping thousands of clients increase their sales and grow their businesses. The phone number is 951-781-8624. You can also email them at info@altekmedia.com. This program has been a production of StudioCast Pros, taking webcasts and podcasts to the ultimate level. By using the latest technology, facilities, and professional expertise, StudioCast Pros can help you produce a network-quality program like this one that will set your brand and business apart from the competition at a price that is very affordable. Say goodbye to your webcam and visit StudioCastPros.com for more information. That's StudioCastPros.com, or call 951-781-8624. I'm Jeff Allen. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.